Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tabara C. I'm a senior at CAS studying Africana Studies. And I just want to start off by saying thank you to Gallatin, especially to Mehmet and Basuki for giving me and the other fellows this opportunity to engage and work on such a special project. And yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you. Um, so this summer, I worked at Tostan International, which is an NGO based. They have locations in different West African countries, but I was in Senegal. So yeah. So Tostan is known for their community empowerment programs in the villages, like in the rural areas of like the African countries, but my role specifically was working on organizing a declaration where all the villages came together in a place called Fudumaila, which is north from Dakar. So it was like a 7-hour drive, and declaring a communal end to FGC, which is female genital cutting and early child marriages that takes place in those villages. So the purpose of the community empowerment programs is to, like it's in the name, like to bring together community. It's facilitated by locals of the villages. It's not just like a Peace Corps kind of thing where you have random people like going into villages and like kind of like taking over and kind of dictating what like their way of education is. It's more like the people in the villages and like allowing like leadership to happen in that way. And also this year, 2021 marks Tostan's 30th anniversary. So my other role in my internship this summer was creating stories, videos, blog posts on like different stories of important people in Tostan. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I helped organize. This took place June 29th, I believe. And basically, like I said, it was a declaration. It was over 60 villages that came together. So it was like a really, really big thing. And it also happens to be where my mom family is from. So I got to connect with that side of my family, and like seeing that history was really like amazing to me. And so basically, the first image that you see is young girls like doing like a dance performance, and it was also a skit, but they were showing why like female genital cutting and like their fathers kind of like selling them to men, like what much older men is inhumane and like goes against their human rights. And the second villages is like the elders of the village who are like the governors, like government officials, and they're the ones who like took initiative of the community empowerment programs, and they're the ones who like led the event. So yeah, the first image that you see is the different villages are highlighted in the blue. So, for example, they say Jabi Sire, like it's all in Fulani. So they always saying like, we declare an end to FGC and early child marriage. So that's what that is. And you see like all of those people are older, and like that's significant because this is like a long like traditional cultural thing that happens in these villages. So the second image is the governors of Furdumbaila who like like officially signed the document saying that this will no longer happen, and kind of like supporting Tostan. And I think the United Nations was also a part of like the sponsorship of the event, and just co-signing that and like writing it into paper that it won't happen anymore. um, so yeah, so moving forward, the questions that I had was, how do you apply human rights framework to a region that heavily operates off the teachings of religion. So like in a place like Senegal, which is like 95% Muslim country, it's like a lot of these things are kind of backed up by like the Islamic teachings, like the Quran and stuff. So it's like hard to kind of get through some people's like minds why something may be considered a human rights violation. And sometimes they may think like, oh, this is just like the West trying to impose their cultures and traditions onto us, but that's really like the religion, the influence of religion. Another question that I had is how to maintain this major change within this region and ensure adaptability of the human rights framework. So like, yeah, like all these villages came together and declared an end to, you know, FGC and early child marriages, but how do we ensure that that happens generations to come and like their children's children? And the last question that I had was, how do we challenge government leaders to enforce these movements in the villages that are overlooked and do not receive the same support? So like I said, these are in villages who don't really, they don't really like get, they're not really represented in the politics of the country. Like when you look at Senegal, all people see is like Dakar, or like they will see like the south of Senegal, Casamance, but like they don't really look further than that. So it's like, how can the government get involved to hold these communities accountable and these human rights violations accountable? And moving forward with me personally, I do know, I'm still like unsure of what I want to do, but I know that I want to continue learning. I want to continue going to school. I'm planning on going to grad school after I graduate this May, so yeah. And these are just some pictures that I took while my time in Futa, and I just thought it was nice to see. Yeah, I enjoyed my experience a lot. Thank you, everyone, for being here.